Johnny! Awesome. I'm real happy to see you. One Aggie to another.
How about this weather, man?
Typical for North Carolina.
This is like spring in College Station.
This is home, isn't it?
Hey, welcome, Tony. Good to see you.
How do you always plan this? I wait an hour.
The train just came. I said,
and you show up when they show up. I got to get another job, I guess.
Thought there was some food here somewhere.
There is.
We might work on that. You have a minute or so, or are you in a rush? I've been told don't hold you too long, though.
Yeah, I've got somebody waiting for me.
I know. We'll hold you for
no offense, but she's more important than you.
I don't blame you. Most people in the world are more important than me, as far as I'm concerned.
But it's always good to see another Aggie.
Absolutely. Gingham Ags.
Yeah,
so
man.
you're an engineer, I think I read somewhere. What type
I'm a landscape architect and an engineer. So I graduated in 95 with my master's degree and 86, both from A&M. Yeah.
So you're a double Aggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wildlife and fishery science, 83. That was enough, by the way.
So you were there just a little bit before me.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, and the question on my mind, and I think everybody's mind, let's move a little bit further out of the road.
Oh, they won't hit you.
Yeah. Well, you're an optimist.
I've been across the country already.
Did you want to lean your bike somewhere, by the way?
Nah, I'm used to keeping it.
That's okay. We'll get you out of here quicker that way too, right? You lost 6 days in Idaho.
Yeah.
In Riggins, Idaho. I know. I mean, you're freaking killing it.
I lost more than that, really, because
it slows you up after.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
I mean, the day I got back on the bike, I rode 80, keeping my heart rate below 100 the whole time. And then the next day, same thing. I rode 130, keeping my heart rate below 100. And really, even right now, I'm finally starting to get back to where I'm back to normal. I still have some congestion in my lungs, but
your miles don't show it. I mean, no, I mean.
Yeah.
I can't tell how many times you're top 3 on daily mileage.
Yeah. You know, my model was to finish in 20 days with a fallback to 21. And if you figure from the 4th to the 30th is 26 days plus another 4, I'm basically at 30 days. If you take off those 6 days that I was laid out in Riggins, I'm at 24. So I hadn't,
but then
hadn't lost too much.
What you lost just from not feeling well bumps you up even better. So
yeah, it's hard to calculate that though.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, if you have some butts for candy and nuts, what a wonderful time the holidays would be, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, I'm glad you made it back on the road.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was an interesting conversation when I got diagnosed. My sister's a physician, and she said, get on Paxlovid immediately. And I said, they don't have any here. And she said, well, go to the pharmacy. I said, this is Riggins, Idaho. They don't have a pharmacy. They just have a clinic with one person in it, And I talked to my wife about it, and she said, well, you just need to decide. I mean, you can't fly with COVID, you're not supposed to anyway. Obviously, somebody did in order to expose me. And I said, well, I guess I'll stay here and see how it goes. And at the end of the Paxlovid medication.
So you did get a hold of it then?
Yeah, they actually, the nurse or whatever they were in the clinic in Riggins had a friend in a neighboring town 30 miles away, and they delivered it. Riggins was great to me. I mean, the place that I stayed, the motel, Riggins Motel, they did my shopping for me.
Wow.
They really took care of me really nicely. There was a restaurant right next door called Kate's Cattleman's Restaurant. She brought over breakfast for me. She brought over COVID test kits for me. So, I mean, it was, I didn't really get to see much of it until the last day I got out and walked around, and saw what was going on there. And it was really a cool spot.
Well, I give you a lot of credit for deciding it is what it is. I'm going to continue with the race, and here you are, your last full day.
Yeah.
And you've got people waiting, so you're just going in. You overnighted at the high school in Palmyra, I saw.
Yeah.
75 miles away, so you're under 100 right here.
Yep.
So take it in. It's going to be crowded. Everyone's going to be there cheering for you.
And I have to say, I was actually planning on doing. Yesterday was about 193 miles. I was planning on doing 365. But I was talking with my wife last night. She said no. She kind of pushed me the other way, and I said, all right, I'll get a few hours sleep. So
she's had more sleep than you, right?
That's right. Yeah. For like a month.
Yeah. But you've done 300-mile days in 24. You did your Asheville to Charleston.
Charleston and Asheville to Beaufort.
Yeah, you've done that, and this wasn't your first time on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
No,
You've done that whole thing as well.
Yeah.
How many miles is that, and how long did it take?
It's 470 miles from one end to the other, 469, and I did it in 3 days. So I did 150, 150, and 170. And it's a fantastic facility. We live in Asheville, you know, and so I had been seeing it. I had ridden on it years and years, and when my 50th rolled around, I said, man, I'm going to do it.
And that was 9 years ago? You're 50.
I'll be 60 this year in August.
What a nice birthday
So I
present.
bumped it up a notch to do this, you
What a
know.
nice birthday.
And people have said, will you do it again? You know, since you got knocked out by COVID, I'm like, well, you know, maybe if one of my sons says that they want to do it, I might consider it.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
So my youngest, or my oldest, is in the Marines, and he's been in the Marines for about 8 years. And my middle one is 23. My youngest is 18. And so if they suddenly said, and they don't ride a lot, but if they suddenly said, you know, I want to do that, I might consider it.
Right.
But that would be the only way I would consider it.
Last question, because I know you do want to roll. So, Trans Am bike race, you know, I think it was Raphael who said, you've been dreaming about this for a decade?
I saw it. I don't know where I saw it advertised. I don't know if it was in a magazine or where I saw it, but I printed it out and put it up over my desk. I said, I'm going to do that.
How long ago was that?
The first year was
So
yeah, that was the first year that it was out. And I thought about doing it that year. I kind of wish I had, because, you know, Mike Hall wrote it, and Juliana wrote it, and all the people that are in the documentary.
You would have been in the movie, right?
Well, you know, I'm not looking for fame and glory, but anyway.
Oh, dude.
As my mom always says, fools' names and fools' faces always appear in public places. But anyway, yeah. So I saw that then, and I said, I'm going to do that one day.
And here you are.
Yeah.
18th place.
So.
I mean, still respectable. You
Yeah.
know, great race. We're really proud of you for hanging in there.
Yeah,
and doing
man.
It.
Yeah.
Super. Let me get you some food and get you out here to your family.